We've got this Mickey Mouse clock over here. It doesn't work. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to try to fix it if I can. Made by, it says Bayard Mickey. Par Auto Station, Walt Disney. Made in France. That's the clock. Got it for a really good deal. A very good deal. Hopefully, because this thing's probably like 20 years old or something, it's just gummed up. Maybe I can get it to work. I'm not expecting it. I'm hoping I don't ruin it. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got 3/16 of an inch. I'd like to give you a better view from above, but I really don't have an overhead boom, zoom, tripod. So on the back over here we have 4 nuts. I thought, I'll leave that joke alone. So 4 nuts, and we have these wind-up things, and this clock is already wound up, probably overwound. Looks like I can just take the back off. Maybe I can unscrew this. I'm hoping I can unscrew this piece. If I can't, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So, oh, I turned that in the wrong direction. I want to go clockwise. Let's go clockwise on this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. For the amount of money I spent, not a lot of money. Okay, why isn't this one coming off? If this one's not going to come off. Okay. This one comes off clockwise, the same as the other one. They might be the exact same piece, but I'm not going to mix them up. Let me get my 3/16 nut driver and loosen my nuts. I should probably put the handle on that. I'm just hoping that this is gummed up. These come out counterclockwise like regular nuts should. And now I've got my nut. My nut is stuck. And I'm going to have to get something to remove my nut. The nut is stuck in there. I might have to stop the video. I don't want this to fly across the room. The first nut is stuck way in there. This was my fault. I never should have loosened it all the way. So I'm trying to loosen the other 3 nuts. I never should have loosened it all the way, so now the nut is stuck. My nut is stuck. My nut is stuck in the nut driver. This one doesn't want to come out now, probably because this nut, my nut, is stuck in the tool. That's coming off. So you're going to want to remove your 4 nuts, and after I get this done, I'm going to see if I can remove my stuck nut. I don't know if this is going to come off without unscrewing it. That's what kind of worries me. And then the whole cover should come off. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put on some, right now I've got 2 of my nuts. 2 of my nuts are now stuck. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back. I'm going to use a dental tool, and I have to obviously clean this before I put it back in my mouth. Okay, so I've removed one of my nuts, and the other nut is way in there, but I've got the dental tool, and we have removed all 4 nuts. So my nuts are safe. Now, what I want to do is, yeah, I'm going to have to clean that dental tool. I'm going to see if this comes off, but I don't think it's going to. Oh boy, I don't think I'm going to be able to fix this. I'm kind of worried. I was hoping that this would just slide out. But, oh, this thing does come off. This piece has a little, it will just slide off. Okay, we're good with that. And do we have anything on the top? Okay, so I'm looking for any prying pieces here. I think I'm just going to have to pry this thing apart slowly. There we go. Wow. The power of a fingernail. And it just shows that I am... Okay, so... Yeah, that's the... I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Please do a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. This is the inside of the clock for all of the experts out there that think I'm a fool, which is probably everybody. So I don't... I think normally you would go over here and do that. When I do this thing, it starts to work. Nothing looks really gummed up. I don't see where it's gummed up. I don't want to ruin this clock because obviously it's working. It's just gunked up. It's probably old and needs a little bit of cleaning, and that's what I'm going to do. A lot of people would say go in there and lubricate it with clock oil at these little lubrication points. I don't have any clock oil. I just think this needs a little bit of a cleaning, but I don't want to go in there and put... I'm not going to take this apart. I'm not going to take the hands off of here and ruin it. My main interest is just trying to clean this thing, and it really doesn't look like it's dirty. It doesn't look like it's dirty, but it's obviously dirty because it is not working, but it looks like it's fine. So I'm going to go put some cleaner stuff on here, and I'll come back in a little while and I'll let you know if I was able to get anything to go on here, because I am the expert on YouTube, and that's all I can say. So give me about an hour, clean this thing up, and we'll see what happens. There it is, on a paper plate. I've got some isopropyl alcohol. I should be using like 90 something, but I've got 70. So I'm just going to go in there with a brush, and I don't want to ruin the face, so I don't really want to have a wet brush. I just want to put this in different areas to see if maybe I can get this thing to start ticking. I'm putting this where I see some lubrication spots. I'm hoping that maybe one of these gears, something in here, will get a little bit of alcohol on it and it will start ticking. It will start moving. But right now we've got absolutely nothing. So I'll be back. I'm going to apply this, just a light amount of alcohol on a brush, around the clock on the wheels, and see if I can get something to move, because nothing looks broken. Latest progress. I've managed to ruin the clock is what I've managed to do. It's alcohol. You can see how it's stained all around the front. I think you can. All around the numbers. There's a shadow right around the outer part. Right over there, a little shadow. So I think I managed to ruin it. I poured a bunch. First I put 409 on there. I know it's not a good cleaner. It's a degreaser kind of. It didn't do a thing. Then I poured some 91% isopropyl on there, and it kind of got behind here. I'm thinking, do I want to pop the two tabs and remove the front? I can get the clock to work to a point. I can flip this little wheel over here, and it will go for maybe like 30 seconds, and then it binds. And I don't know where it's binding. I don't know. Something's happening, and then it just stops. What I would like to do is get this thing running long enough that this spring is not as tight as it is. It's just wound way too tight. Maybe that will fix it, maybe it won't. See, it's ticking right now. It's still going. And that's the longest it's gone so far. So maybe it is working, maybe it's fixed. I see the wheels behind there are moving, so there is definitely some movement. Maybe the clock is repaired now. I don't know. I wouldn't call it repaired. I would just call cleaned up. It's turning. So I'm trying to get the moisture on the front evaporated. It's alcohol. The paper is very saturated, and I don't want to ruin it. See, everything's moving. I don't really want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin the paper anymore that I've already done. But this might be stained at this point. It might be stained, it might not be stained. It looks like it's starting to slow down. Mickey's head is not bobbing as fast as it was before, but it's ticking right now. So we are doing a lot better than we were before, and maybe that's all this thing needed, was just a little bit of degreasing. I'm not going to put oil on here. I know they say if you don't put oil on, you're going to wear the clock out. Well, I don't really care. It didn't cost me that much. If somebody wants to buy this for $5,000, let me know. I'll be back in a while. We'll finish off the video after I get the spring unwound. Hopefully this thing will continue working. It's been ticking for about 2 minutes now, so I'd say we're in really good shape. We're in better shape than we were before I did all of this. And you just got to get the spring to wind down a little bit and get this stain dried off, this evaporation. Get the stuff evaporated in the front, and we'll be doing good. I'll be back. There it is, people. It's working. What did I use? You're never going to believe it. WD-40 silicone. I tried to adjust the time on this thing, and it was so tight I could barely turn the knob on the back. And I thought, it's all gummed up. The hands can't move. These hands cannot move because I am not able to adjust the time on the back. Everything else seemed like it was working, but the hands just couldn't turn. So I put it over the toilet and I sprayed it with WD-40 silicone. And while I was spraying, the clock started moving. The movement started moving. So I had a movement over the toilet as the hands started going. And it's working right now. Unfortunately, I believe that I have ruined the front. I have stained the front. It might still be wet, but I think that might be some runoff oil or grease. Lubricant. Can I say lubricant? It's some, ladies, that is some lubricant that got on the face of the clock. And that's oil. And I think it's stained it. It sure looks like it's stained. It doesn't look like it is wet. Can I say that? It looks like it's dry. It just stained. It's kind of, it ran off and it's stained. It's oily. It's an oily stain. And I could really ruin this thing if I try to mess with that. So I'm not going to mess with it. As long as the clock is working and it's closed up, yeah, you're going to notice that. But these things are not selling for that much money online now anyway. They are maybe a collector's item, maybe not. So we definitely have the clock movement working. I'm going to let, you can see all the, I think you can see. I don't really have the best lighting here. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. It's, there's a lot of wetness on here. Can you say that? There's a lot of wetness. There, now you can see it. That is all the silicone. And I really don't want to put it away with all this wetness on there, but I don't want to go in there and dry everything either. I want to do the least amount of damage that I can now that I've done a lot of damage to the face. So maybe wiping up some of this excess moisture. Maybe, I don't even know that I need to do that. I could probably just close this thing up and leave it like it is. And if it stops working, then it stops working. But right now, it seems to be going good. I'll figure this out and I'll come back to you. There it is, people. So what I would suggest, if you are not an expert like I am and have no idea what you are doing, like I didn't, WD-40 silicone cleared up all the gunk. I put on isopropyl alcohol, which should have cleared it up. It did absolutely nothing. It did not. It should have. If I soaked it, it probably would have worked. But the WD-40, which is a degreaser, did really well, took no time at all, and had I done that with it leaning over the toilet, spraying it into the sewer system like you're not supposed to do, then I would not have had the stain around here, which happened when the isopropyl accidentally spilled into the front and stained it. But the clock, you know, I paid hardly anything for this, so that is how to repair a clock. You don't need to go to clock school. You don't need to spend a career trying to learn all these dials and gears. All you need to do is watch my channel and do that thumbs up. If I helped you, and I'm sure I helped you, please click on the donation link in the video description and maybe leave like $100 or something. I would appreciate that. That's how the channel grows. That's what everybody says. My channel grows when you give me money. Oh, baby. Check it out, people. This thing's been running since last night when I fixed it. So, it works.